Breaking news, homes evacuated due to a wildfire emergency in Edmond. And another breaking story, the National Weather Center has confirmed 2 tornadoes touched down in Arkansas. Plus, Oklahoma senators react to Trump's indictment. OU Nightly starts now. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Morgan Martin.
And I'm Bailey Coyle. We begin tonight with breaking news. Homes are being evacuated in North Oklahoma City and Edmond due to a fire. And here's a look at one of those fires that broke out this afternoon in Oklahoma City.
This fire is near Hefner Road in North OKC. Oklahoma City Fire is asking residents in the area off Hefner Road and 122nd Street from Eastern Avenue to I-35 to leave their homes.
Well, with high wind warnings and fire risk, there's a lot to be aware of. OU Nightly meteorologist Chloe Aurora is in studio. Chloe.
That's right. We have a lot of severe weather off to our east. Here's one of the videos of the tornado from Arkansas. Here's in Little Rock. This touched down at about 2:30 this afternoon. It was a particularly dangerous situation, but also confirmed as a tornado emergency. You can kind of see that right there. It's a wedge, but it's also rain wrapped at that point. So when they're rain wrapped, you can barely see them, which can be even more dangerous. Now, these storms are also extending down from the Mississippi Valley all the way up to the Ohio Valley. So a very wide area of severe weather that we're going to be keeping you guys updated on throughout the afternoon. But in addition to that, we're still seeing the effects of that because we're on the back end of that. We've got a lot of winds, a high wind warning. In fact, meteorologist Millard is out on the scene on campus to give you guys the latest update. Eli, what are you seeing out there?
Yeah, I'm here live at the Medieval Fair where conditions are very dry and very windy. I can actually feel dirt in my eyes and on my teeth. Just off to my west is the construction for Love's Field, and they're actually spraying water on the dirt to try and keep it down. I actually talked to some people at the Medieval Fair who came here last night, and they double staked their tent last night, and they're restaking their tents every hour. So these windy conditions are certainly taking a toll on the Medieval Fair. Chloe, back to you.
Tonight we know former President Donald Trump faces a criminal indictment in relation to hush money payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. So far, Oklahoma lawmakers are following in lockstep with other prominent Republicans in branding this political attack. OU Nightly's Noah Mack is in D.C. to tell us how Oklahoma lawmakers are reacting. Noah.
Yeah, closer actually.
Representative Josh Burkeen signaled support for a House investigation into the Manhattan prosecutor Alvin Bragg, something Speaker Kevin McCarthy has committed to. And Senator Mark Wayne Mullen, the only Oklahoma congressman to endorse Trump for 2024 so far, indicated this will only bolster Trump's chances in reclaiming the Oval Office. We spoke with the senator last week before the indictment was confirmed.
At this point, I think they truly fear him, and it's the irony of it is they're gonna make him unbeatable if they do this.
And back in Oklahoma today, Governor Kevin Stitt comparing Trump's indictment to Joseph Stalin's Soviet Russia.
Stalin was worried about somebody coming in after him and taking over, and his secret police guy says, "Show me the man, I'll show you the crime." And is that really where we're getting to as Americans, that we're going to be tit for tat, and then the next party, when they're in charge, they're going to try to indict political opponents?
And Senator Mullen hosted Trump in Oklahoma 2 weekends ago and said the former president was more relaxed than he's seen him in 6 years. And today is Transgender Day of Visibility, a day dedicated to celebrating transgender and non-binary lives. The American Civil Liberties Union of Oklahoma and other advocacy groups are hosting an event at Factory Obscura in OKC tonight at 7:30. It says the event is intended to provide a safe space for trans people to decompress from the current legislative session, where it says Oklahoma has the most extreme anti-trans bills in the U.S., with a third dedicated to medical care.
We saw about 15 different bills attacking trans people's right to access best practice medical care. And we firmly believe that trans people not only deserve to survive, but also thrive.
recommends at-risk LGBTQ youth, especially those who are transgender, to call the Trevor Project hotline if needed.
The Army recently launched a new campaign with the slogan, "Be All You Can Be." The goal of the campaign is to attract young Americans to serve in the U.S. Army, as it offers opportunities for all. Be All You Can Be originally began in the 1980s, but is now being reintroduced to meet current recruitment challenges. Here on campus, Army ROTC prepares students to serve the nation after they graduate. And no matter what, rebranding or no rebranding, it says their mission doesn't change.
That doesn't change, and our mission is here to develop our future officers and leaders in the United States Army, developing their leadership attributes and competencies so they are ready to meet the overall demands of the Army.
According to NBC News, it's been said that the service branch has set an ambitious goal of 65,000 recruits this year. And if you're interested in joining the Army, please visit online at www.goarmy.com.
Okies and people across the country have flocked to Reeves Park in Norman for the medieval fair. OU Nightly's Dacoda McDowell-Wahpekeche got in on the fun. Take a look.
Many like these people here at the medieval fair are enjoying the Renaissance feels, and family and friends are able to partake in events like this all weekend.
The bells rang and people started traveling in when the fair started this morning. Renaissance events like the Royal Court allow people to immerse themselves in the fun.
We shall have knights, we shall have princesses, I'm sure we'll have wizards, we'll have pirates. There will be some people who wish to be kings, and I'll say, you may be king, just somewhere else.
And that's what he did. He accoladed 2 local children into a princess and a king.
Very strong, excellent. That's good to be. In the name of God, St. Michael, and St. George, a knight and king of the realm, but a different realm, not my own. Huzzah! Huzzah!
And on the shopping side of things, there are many vendors with clothing, food, masks, and one vendor says she feels right at home.
So I like the people who tend to go to Renaissance fairs they tend to be very open-minded and free-spirited.
You can get more information about the fair on the Medieval Fair Facebook page. In Norman, Dacoda McDowell-Wahpekeche.
Enjoy the rest of your day here at the Norman Medieval Fair.
OU Nightly.
And coming up, an update on the Ohio train derailment.
Hear how the government is taking action.
And continuing our breaking news coverage, tornadoes that touched down in Arkansas.
What we know after the break, stay tuned.
We're following breaking news coming out of Arkansas, where officials confirmed multiple tornadoes hit the state. OU Nightly's Victoria Anderson joins us from the News Center with the latest.
A large and violent tornado touched down just northeast of Little Rock this afternoon. The National Weather Service calling it large and destructive. Take a look at this video. You can see immediate damage from missing rooftops to tossed cars. So far, no injuries have been reported. Our OU Nightly meteorology team will keep you updated. And the city of Minneapolis says it will revamp their policing policy. This comes 3 years after George Floyd was murdered by an officer. The state found that the police department had a pattern of discrimination. The signed agreement includes new guidelines for police on using force, de-escalation education, controlled taser and pepper use spray, and more. And East Palestine is finally getting justice months after a toxic train derailment left the air and water inhabitable. The Justice Department has filed a lawsuit against the Norfolk Southern Transportation Company, seeking fines under the Clean Water Act, as well as holding the company accountable for past and future costs. And Gwyneth Paltrow has been found not guilty in the 2016 ski accident lawsuit. With $3.2 million on the line, Paltrow countersued for $1 and won. Morgan Bailey.
Thanks, Victoria. One senior citizen is proving it's never too late to chase your dreams.
Find out the accomplishment of a lifetime when we return. We're experiencing major wind gusts today.
Looking outside, we're seeing all of that dust on the horizon. Chloe, can you break down these winds and tell us how it's affecting fire risks?
Yeah, not only is it dusty and windy, but We have lots of chances for fires, and we have a couple of active fires right now. Coming up after the break, I'll give a full rundown of what's going on right now. Welcome back to OU Nightly. We have much on the agenda today, starting out with a current fire, an active fire just south of Guthrie. This is over really close to the Lazy E Arena where they're having an event going on right now. Now they're holding on tight as it stands. They're not evacuating just yet, but that fire is beginning to spread off to the west as the wind is, to the east as the wind is pushing towards the east. These are some strong winds, very dry conditions. Therefore, we have a red flag warning across the majority of the state of Oklahoma, especially in the northwestern portions of Oklahoma, up in the Panhandle especially. Now we also have lots of winds. I'm sure if you noticed you were outside today, you're holding on to your hats as much as you possibly could. We're under a high wind warning, and this is until 8 p.m. this evening. This includes especially Cleveland County, so you're going to want to make sure you're staying indoors as much as you possibly can and avoid any activity that involves flammable activities. Now, our current wind gusts are hanging around in the upper 30s to 40s. It's died down just a hair. A little bit ago, we were topping out in the 50 to 55 range, so a little bit calmer than it was before, but still very prominent wind gusts along with that. Now, why are we seeing these winds? The question is, our winds are pushing towards the east, which is feeding these lines of storms. You can see them begin to pop up. We have lots of severe warned storms, and we have a couple of confirmed tornadoes. Now, we talked earlier about the Little Rock, Arkansas tornado, which touched down at about 2:30 this afternoon. We've since had multiple tornadoes, confirmed tornadoes, across this entire portion of this tornado watch zone. So these are going to continue to pop up as we head into the afternoon and evening hours as well. You can even see a couple of them begin to pop up in far southeastern Oklahoma and even dipping down into Arkansas and Texas as well. Now, as we head into this evening, our temperatures are not on the screen, but our temperatures this evening are going to dip down into the 70s and even into the 60s this evening. So although we have some pretty prominent winds, you might not want to grill outside, but if you cook inside and then bring it outside, you might feel inclined to do so. It'll feel nice. Now, tomorrow, as we head into the big event, we'll have temperatures into the 60s, the mid 60s for tomorrow. Now, let's take a look at the rest of the weekend. We'll see temperatures in the 60s, and then we'll reach up into the 80s by the beginning of next week. Ladies, back to you.
Thanks, Chloe. One Ohio woman has finally achieved her dreams.
102-year-old Nacy Power Hodis obtained an honorary degree in public service Thursday afternoon.
Hodis was joined by other residents and Zane State University's president.
After auditing a poetry class at Harvard University years ago, her heartache grew when she could not attend college.
But her heart is finally mended just shy of her 103rd birthday.
And the reigning national champs continue their fight for another title.
Big Friday Sports is next with how OU women's gymnastics title is going from right here in Norman. Brigg, what's the latest?
Bad blood is brewing leading up to the Red River rivalry softball this weekend, and we show you the fighting words Texas had to say about OU right after this. Hello and welcome back to Big Friday Sports. I'm Brigg Bates.
And I'm Addison Arthur. Today we start the show off with the reigning national champs.
Flipping right into OU women's gymnastics, the Sooners are taking advantage of hosting an NCAA regional with 2 perfect scores. Their win over Arkansas sends them to the regional final on Saturday.
The top-ranked Sooners will face number 8 Alabama, number 9 Kentucky, and number 16 Ohio State for a chance to advance to the NCAA championship semifinals.
And getting everybody kind of on a roll next time. So Saturday, one of our main goals will be to generate some momentum right from the get-go and to keep it in our possession, because I really don't think we did that tonight. And we're better than that. We can be better than that. So that's my overall feeling on it.
I covered OU Pro Day on Thursday and got the chance to talk with former running back Eric Gray about his time at OU and what his future holds in the NFL. I'm here at OU Pro Day where 17 athletes ran drills in front of scouts from all over the NFL. One player in particular stood out, Eric Gray. Gray is the fastest running back to rush for 1,100 yards since Adrian Peterson. Here's what he had to say about his performance today.
You know, it was a dream come true being out here in Pro Day. I just can't remember myself thinking about all week about last year when I was sitting here, you know, watching the other guys go through this drill for it to be fast forward. And then my time, I felt like it was a great day for me. I came out here and did what I wanted to do, so it was a dream come true for me.
Gray spent his 2019-20 season at Tennessee before transferring to Oklahoma. Here's how OU prepared him for this day.
Just that family atmosphere. Me coming here, just being confident in my game, knowing who Eric Gray is, like I said with DeMarco, teaching me how to be a pro, teaching me how to approach the game, not only on the field but off the field. Just being a pro in everything that you do has definitely helped me.
It was a big day for Gray, but his #1 goal going into the NFL is to produce every day or someone else will take his spot. Gray earned first-team All-Big 12 recognition in 2022 and is hoping to be picked high in the 2023 NFL Draft. Reporting from OU Pro Day, Addison Arthur, OU Nightly.
A rematch of the Softball National Championship Series takes place this weekend. Tonight, the Sooners play the Texas Longhorns in Oklahoma City, while Saturday and Sunday games will be played in Norman.
Texas head coach Mike White added to the Red River rivalry with this opinion on the OU softball program to an Austin TV station this week. Here's Patty Gasso's thoughts on the Longhorns.
When I first got here, it was like, these are 2 programs you hate. And I'm like, why? I don't know anything about them. So no, not really. I mean, we know battles that are coming, but we don't look at it like, ew, yuck, we hate. We don't do that. I think that's the beauty of this program.
Speaking of Diamond Sports, OU Nightly sports reporter Madeline Hunter catches you up on the latest of OU baseball at L. Mitchell Park.
The Sooners are 13-13 in the middle of Big 12 conference play, but they return home Thursday night to L. Mitchell Park for the first of their 4-game series against the #6 Stanford Cardinal. OU right fielder Bryce Madron hit a 3-run shot in the 4th and tallied a season-high 5 RBI, but it was not enough to keep up with the #6 team. Stanford's Malcolm Moore hit 2 home runs, including a grand slam, as the Sooners fell short with a final score of 23-11. As you can tell, it's going to be a windy one as the action continues tonight here at L. Mitchell Park at 6:30, and the series continues through the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Reporting from L. Mitchell Park, Madeline Hunter, OU Nightly.
And basketball season is winding down.
And we update you on the latest on Thunder playoff chances right after this.
Welcome back to Big Friday Sports. Aside from the wind and the dust, it's actually feeling really nice today, especially for our Red River rivalry. That is kind of a tongue twister. Temperatures hanging around in the 70s. By the first pitch at 6 p.m. we'll be at 74. And then as we head into the evening hours, we'll dip down into the 60s. So very comfortable in terms of temperatures. However, some things to keep in mind. We're still under that high wind warning until 10 p.m. tonight. We also have a lot of dust blowing around, so visibility will be a little on the lower side. So keep those in mind and have some fun this evening.
Thanks, Chloe. Speaking of the Oklahoma weather, the OKC Thunder are trying not to blow their chances of making the playoffs.
That's right, Addison. Our OU Nightly sports team covered their latest win and also has the latest on the Thunder.
We're here at the Paycom Center as the OKC Thunder near the end of the regular season with a matchup against the Pistons. Notably missing from the court was star player Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who was out with an ankle injury.
Yeah, the Thunder continue to roll on, though, without him in a thrilling ending, winning the game 107-106. It was a close-scoring game all night until the final 7 seconds of the game when Jalen Williams rebounded and put back up a missed shot by Josh Giddey with only 0.5 seconds to spare. Thunder head coach Mark Daigneault broke down that final play.
Winning the tip. Josh tracking that down, and then obviously Jalen being in position for the rebound is just kind of those are just like blood and guts, will plays that they made in that spot, and obviously went and earned that one.
As the Thunder continue their path to the playoffs, up next is a road game against the Pacers, then followed by a home game against the Suns when Kevin Durant returns to Oklahoma City.
Thunder guard Lou Dort understands the weight of these final games, but he says they're just out there hooping.
I mean, we definitely all take a look at that, honestly. We worked so hard this season to
to be in this position today. So, but I feel like we got to approach every game the same way, and we just got to fight to get a win. So this is going to be it for the rest of the season.
The Thunder now sit in the last play-in spot at the 10th seed, a half game behind the 9-seeded Lakers, and a full game ahead of the Dallas Mavericks.
And even after the win against the Pistons, the Thunder are in dire need of wins in these upcoming next 5 games if they want any chance at postseason play. Reporting from Paycom Center for Pierce Loeffelholtz, I'm Halle Moss, OU Nightly.
March has been full of surprises, but madness is still brewing as 5-seed San Diego State faces 9-seed Florida Atlantic and 4-seed UConn takes on 5-seed Miami.
And on the women's side, reigning champion South Carolina face Iowa, while LSU takes on Virginia Tech. Spring is in the air and the Diamonds are shining as MLB opening day kicked off Thursday and the ball was flying as the Pirates' O'Neal Cruz takes Hunter Greenyard as the Pirates won 5-4.
And Addison, you would think an angel was in the outfield with this catch as Hunter Renfroe makes his case for the catch of the year with this no-look snow cone snag on opening day. And Shohei Ohtani shows his thanks to the outfielder for his spectacular catch. But the Athletics would win 2-1.
Who do you have winning each Final Four, Brigg?
I got UConn on the men's side and South Carolina is the heavy favorite for the women's. What about you, Addison?
Give me UConn and South Carolina as well.
Well, that's all for OU Nightly. Thank you so much for watching Big Friday Sports.
I'm Addison Arthur.
And I'm Brigg Bates.
Good night.